We can talk about growing plants over your dead relatives.
Which one?
Which dead relative? I don't know.
No, which plant? Is it a rhododendron?
I'd expect you could probably grow weed out of it.
Man, that's kind of weird. So you're going to have a psychedelic experience on top of a psychedelic experience.
Hey,
it's like a meta psychedelic experience.
Might actually be a good way to prove spirits exist.
Might.
That doesn't high as fuck.
It might be a way to fucking make whoever makes Cheetos a little more rich. Fuck! I can't outrun this shit.
No, you cannot.
This is crazy. I'm that guy. Like I'm joking, and I'm not. I'm joking, but it's true. I guess what I'm saying. But for whatever reason, I'm that guy that gets to absorb all of that kind of language.
Well, you did that to me for months.
Failure? I don't know. I don't know what to say that.
You called me a racist.
Well, I guess that by extension it's a failure. Okay, I'll allow it.
Okay. All right. Oh.
But I haven't failed, and you are kind of racist. I'm a loser, not a failure. Totally different thing.
Loser,
I achieve things, I just lose them.
Don't you kill me.
Oh, God.
Anyways.
Hey, at least you didn't set a mountainside on fire, that's all I gotta say.
I've got popcorn.
Right on. We're gonna keep going back to that.
I have those what are they called? Linder truffle things?
Yeah.
Oh, tasty too.
Those are
fucking good.
So,
they need to make those with bacon.
Speaking of, well, they do. Speaking of popcorn jokes, do you know that if you light a really hot, heavy fart in a crowded room, if you wait about 2 seconds and say, "Do I smell popcorn?" everybody takes a nice deep breath.
That is fucked up.
All right, you guys ready to get started?
Well, are you going to take a shit on the 50-yard line again?
No, but I might do it in the company area.
Popcorn!
Shit. Oh, that is totally going in the post show.
Christianity is a perfect example. The current ISIS thing is another good example. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a good thing. The reason it could be a good thing is because it does spread education. I don't know that it spreads the kind of education that needs to be spread, but in the process of spreading education, you create the opportunity for other things. I mean, here's another. I'm sorry, I'm rambling, but here's another short history lesson for you. I challenge you to tell me that the Enlightenment would have happened if it weren't for the Protestant Reformation. If Catholicism had kept its hold on Europe, would the Enlightenment have happened?
No, but if Catholicism had never taken hold in the first place, we would be 1,000 years more advanced.
If Catholicism had never taken over in the first place, something else would have.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can't really say that with any certainty that it wouldn't have been some other thing. I mean, you hope.
No, I can make shit up.
Oh, sure. Yeah, Stacy, the guitar player the other guitar player in my band, he's got a term for that called MSUs, making shit up.
Yep.
I love it.
And there's plenty of history out there that we don't have that we may never know, but we're finding those things very slowly, and unfortunately a lot of that is going on in ISIS territory. Are you guys aware that in just 2012 we found, not we, but researchers in Syria found ruins that are 12,000 years old. Now these are not mud huts.
Well, hold on, no, the Earth's only 6,000 years old. Come on now. Sorry.
I'm just gonna let the crickets speak for me.
You just fried his brain there for a minute.
I just hammed it up.
Stupid stick.
Did you guys get that one? I hammed it up. Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay. Another bacon joke. See that? So.
Well, no, it was canned ham. Anyways.
But this is.
I caught it, Joel. It's cool.
Okay. Thank you.
You know, what the fuck, Al?
What the fuck? What?
The more you know, girls have a higher risk of getting pregnant than boys. Really?
Yeah, I saw that one too.
Yeah. I posted that to Facebook earlier, and I figured everybody would be entertained by that.
As much as it's from the glory hole, and they put the glory hole on their picture, I've got to put that one on my site. That's just that's special right there.
Oh.
Yeah, this one might get me late.
Might get you late?
Laid. I choked on my e-cigarette right at the end of that word, sir.
Well, if you're choking on things in your mouth, I don't think you're going to get laid by the females that you're hoping.
You're a fucking asshole.
That is going in post.
I choked on smoke, motherfucker.
Hey, I don't judge.
Is that what his name is?
You guys are terrible.
Oh, that's fucking
I
hilarious.
was trying to beat you to it, but apparently nobody thought about it. Fuck!
No, it's really funny considering John and I come from artillery, and smoke is actually a position. It's actually a guy.
Oh.
The
Well,
platoon sergeant is the smoke.
of course it is. You mean?
Oh.
Okay. I don't want to talk to you right now.
It's 10:15.
Fuck you.
We're live.
You're
Let's
fucking. That's fucking racist right there.
Fuck you. All right. Gotta throw out the racist shit. God. All right.
A little premature there. Sorry.
That's what she said.
They call me prematurely.
I want it documented on the record. I'm not the one busting his balls right now. He's doing it to himself.
Yeah.
He's good at that.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Fuck. Your favorite porn site. They have your username and password there. So if you're getting upbilled on porn, that's probably where it's coming from. Is one of the IT guys at your work.
Wow. That risk, because if you do see a deal for $100 off a Comcast upgrade, instead of following any link from your email, go to the address bar. Go to your address bar and type in and just log into Comcast as if you were going to go pay your bill and see what you can find. And if you can't find that deal and it does look like it's legit, then give Comcast a call and say, look, this is what I got in my email, but I wanted to make sure it was legit. Something along those lines, just to be safe.
Yeah, that'd be actually excellent advice. Without bashing on Comcast, I can almost assuredly tell you that Comcast is not going to send you that.
Yeah.
So if your internet
guess that's
provider
true.
is Comcast, don't expect those. I would definitely say if you're traveling abroad, not traveling on abroad, but traveling overseas anywhere.
Or not necessarily in abroad.
Well, even in the U.S., I would.
Never mind. I think
I caught it. I caught
okay,
it.
you just powered through. Just
I
go
was
right
trying to
through
pound
that
it
distraction.
and keep going, but I failed.
Oh, we got to get to the big finish here. So
that's what she said.
Yep.
So,
she did.
That's what I hear.
I didn't know they did that.
Jesus
Okay.
Christ, and we're off track.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that was
Got to do it once. Got to get a couple of those in, man. Can't just go through and be all professional, man. Got to get that humor in, or whatever it is.
So, notifying your bank so that they don't flag it prevents you from the purchase at a hospital because you're fucking bleeding out. That kind of thing.
That would suck. I'm sorry, your debit card is being rejected. You must die. Hey, just real quick here, I just want to go on the record and say the accent that I was attempting earlier was not depicting any particular group of people, and please don't be offended and assassinate me in the comment section for my awful attempt at an ambiguous accent.
I didn't even pick up. You were trying to do an accent?
Okay, maybe that's for the best.
Wow.
You'll hear it in playback.
I'll keep an eye on that, but you need to shut the fuck up, Khalid.
Okay. You just hit me with it. Oh, you hit me with it. Oh, God. I thought I was going to hit you, but I forgot all about it. I yield. I have nothing left to give after that.
Oh.
Al wins, regardless of his racism.
Oh, fuck you. For the average Joe user, average Jane user, or whatever person you've stuck in between for a devil's threesome.
You shady motherfucker.
I never said I was shady. I gave a hypothetical. That's all I did.
Oh, I'm sorry. Now I feel bad.
No, I'm definitely shady as fuck. But I'm shady in a good way.
You heard it, folks. Al is shady as fuck and definitely not a racist.
Shut the fuck up, Khalid. I've never been penetrated physically. I'm not saying I've never been penetrated via the web.
Except by a good cheesesteak.
Oh, fuck yeah. Cheesesteak? Philly cheesesteak?
Hell yeah.
Oh. Give me a good Philly cheesesteak and I'll show you a good time.
I don't know how they get the horses in the water for water polo, but... Maybe John is right. Maybe the bigger lesson here is if you're gonna do shady shit, don't have a Fitbit.
Seriously.
Okay, I'm gonna have to save that little moment because that's catchy as shit. I'm gonna auto-tune that there.
Maybe.
If you're gonna do shady shit, don't have a Fitbit.
Seriously.
Bigger lesson here is
if you're gonna do shady shit, don't have a Fitbit.
Maybe.
Seriously.
Maybe bigger lesson here is maybe John is right. Maybe the bigger lesson here is if you're gonna do shady shit, don't have a Fitbit.
Seriously.
Okay, I'm gonna have to save that little moment because that's catchy as shit. I'm gonna auto-tune that there.
Seriously.
If you're gonna do shady shit, don't have a Fitbit.
Bigger lesson here is
if you're gonna do shady shit, don't have a Fitbit.
Go ahead. I guess I'm scared.
I was just gonna say Muslims did invent the first condom using a sheep's intestine, but the English just figured out to take it out of the sheep first.
Damn, Al.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Joel, this would be... Joel.
I don't know that I'm actually going to improve the status of this conversation by what I'm about to say, but...
If you're going to say Al's a racist, it's probably appropriate.
Oh, well, I don't know. I'd have to go with bigot in this case, I think.
Muslims aren't a race.
And I was a bigot. Yeah. I don't want to Ben Affleck his ass. I hope that's not the case.
No, I'm here. I had my mic muted because I was typing, and the clicking noise would have irritated even me.
Yeah. So, Al, we're doing a podcast now. If you want to join us, you're welcome to do so.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be invited onto a podcast. Thank you.
You know the podcast that you started?
Oh shit, that's right. Well, I never claimed to be a fucking professional now, did I?
That's for certain.
And by the way, edit point for the outtakes right here.
I just want to clarify for our listeners that he said allergy to peanuts. he kind of slurred it a little bit, so it sounded something that might happen in a priesthood. So, just wanted to clarify.
I'm
that.
sorry, it's really late. I have been drinking, and I am fucking Irish. So just let that slide by.
All right.
Well, that depends on how much you've been drinking. Unless you've drank a keg, then, I mean, it shouldn't be affecting you. What's wrong with you?
No, when my accent comes out, a lot of words slur. Peanuts sound like penis. And it entices Joel. So Joel obviously has to point out that he wants penis. It's okay, Joel. We love you.
That was a leap.
I don't judge, Joel.
We're going to randomly find crazy stories and see what kind of crazy things we can come up with based on that. Some of us may or may not be under the influence of intoxicants, so that may add or detract from the value of this podcast. So we'll see as we commence going forward. I think there was just a hint there of who that might be.
Yeah. Apparently, back in the 90s, her husband actually saw a UFO. I don't know anything about the event. I've never actually read a report, but I saw some about it on History Channel a couple of years back. Unfortunately, the
we
History
decided
Channel
that was a cigar.
No, that was well, yeah. I mean, you know.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman. You need to define what is for me.
That was incredibly awkward.
Well, don't judge me. I'm high. That's
Because
the
you're
realm
not a
of-
Christian. See, if you were a Christian, you would know the answer to that, and the answer is sin. But go ahead.
Oh, fuck off. Sorry. I just really felt like sinning right
I am
there.
saving the shit out of that.
I really wish I would have just said, fuck off, John. That'd have been great. See, I didn't think of it, so I didn't say it. It wasn't an actual choice.
You can say it now, and he can edit it in.
That's true. Is that any more ridiculous? I mean, really any more ridiculous than a cracker turning into his body and wine turning into his blood in your tummy?
No,
Doesn't seem so.
no, it's pretty fucking retarded all the way.
Even John can get behind that.
I've gotten in trouble for saying such things, but yeah,
Oh.
I'll reserve comment on such things. Yes.
Wait, how do you get in trouble for saying such things? I'm curious. How does that work?
When everybody in a room, if there's 30 people in a room and all but one believes in transubstantiation and you disagree with it, you end up being the minority. And when you're the minority, you get stepped on pretty well. That's democracy. That's how that works.
That's probably true.
Well, that's a bummer.
Shit happens, you know. And let's face it, tradition is tradition. When people believe that, you know, you eat a wafer and you drink some wine and they become, you know, sacrificed flesh in their bellies, especially when they're vegans, that's kind of weird, but, you know.
Yeah, and a little morbid when you actually think about it. Essentially, you're being a cannibal at that point.
No, you're taking the deity into you. You know, could we possibly get any more primitive about these things? But yeah, you know, it is what it is.
Well, that explains why the priests want everybody on their knees in front of them, I guess.
Oh dear God, you had to go there, didn't you?
Well, you know, he goes right before.
I don't know if you
Jesus
should. I don't know if you should do this, Al. I don't know.
Jesus walks along and goes, "Take this cracker, it's of my body. Take this wine, it's of my blood. Take this," and Judas goes, whoa, stop with the mayonnaise.
What'd you guys think? I did Al's job.
You did.
Flawless. Flawless. I love it.
How are you guys doing tonight?
Excellent. John?
Just wanted to give you your own.
Well, you know, I'm the new guest host, and so I have my place in the food chain.
Yeah, you're going to get eaten here in a second. But so
Oh, I will with this topic.
so yeah, Kenny, as some of you who listen will remember, is the bass player in my not my band, but the band I've
Our band.
Privileged to be a part of, Push Music Coming, and
Very
so
cool.
one thing I do want to get on the record here. Al can't be with us for this episode. He has started a new position and is doing training, so he's unavailable right now. But we're very happy for him and proud of him for pushing through some tough times, and it looks like he's gonna bounce back just fine.
Yay!
Good, wonderful.
Okay, John, I really hope that you're going to be more talkative than this.
I'm just giving you your chance, man.
Well, let's make a podcast.
Were you
do
expecting
want
me to
to-
roast you at the outset?
Yeah. Bring it on. It's all good. I'll bring the marshmallows. So we have a topic tonight, and I'm gonna go ahead and let John introduce this since he kind of found it on the internets.
Okay, so recently, if anyone is familiar with the Dan Brown novels, the Robert Langdon series of novels, beginning, of course, with the Da Vinci Code, in 2013 a new one was published called Inferno that deals with a topic very near and dear to everyone's heart, and of course deals with it with some religious allusion to it. The subject matter, of course, is transhumanism, the notion that we can in some way improve upon ourselves and have, in the perfectionist theory, a moral obligation, an ethical obligation to improve upon ourselves simply because we can. There is a rather extensive article on Wikipedia that goes into some decent depth on the topic. For anyone who has a casual interest in the topic, I highly recommend it. But yeah, that's pretty basically what I thought we might enjoy discussing tonight. Do we really have this ethical imperative to improve upon what nature has already given us? Is it within that natural mandate for us to do so? And where do we stop? Where's the end to that? Is there an ethical end to it?
Yeah, I guess the first things that come to my mind is kind of defining what we mean by improvements. I mean, are we talking about just our everyday improvements that we all try to make in our lives? Are we talking about the science and technology moving towards updating and upgrading our biology, and in fact maybe to some extent eliminating many aspects of our biology in favor of more mechanical and predictable types of functions in our lives? I mean, there's a lot of stuff to kind of unpack with this.
Well, the everyday mundane improvements are really not what these people are talking about. The transhumanist movement is dealing primarily with the notion of using either cybernetics and or biology. Let's see, there's actually a list of 4 principal things that... Okay, here we go. Basically using nanotechnology, biotechnology, information technology, and cognitive science to physically, inexorably, and permanently alter the human condition.
Well, I mean, I do want to give Kenny a chance to chime in here, but I mean, the first thing that I would want to kind of define quickly is you had described a moral imperative to, or at least this is what the sentiment is, that we have a moral imperative, moral obligation to do some of these things with technology and so on. So, I mean, we kind of have to, just for conversational sake, define what morality is and what scale we're basing this on. And it's well documented, the scale that I use, which is pretty straightforward and
Relatively
Harris-esque.
it's pretty close to the same one that I'm using.
Yeah, it's in short, Sam Harris laid it out in The Moral Landscape, and I think basing it on a continuum of well-being of sentient beings, the worst place, the most immoral possible place, existence that we could find ourselves is with every sentient human being that exists suffering as much as it can, and of course anything north of that is more moral. So now it's of course a three-dimensional landscape which, as he describes in his book, there's multiple peaks, there's things that are completely sometimes antithetical to each other, but within this context can be as moral. So it's an interesting thing.
Most philosophers in this topic fall back on either the secular or the religious notions. However, these notions do converge in another place, and that's in Greece, some 300 BC-ish. As far back as Plato, the notion that what is good, what is beneficial, is preferable to what is evil or destructive, has been there for quite some time. Defining, of course, what is good and what is evil, since those things can be, and very rightfully should be, considered very subjective, is really another topic. In this particular case,
yeah.
In this particular case, let's stick to the technological aspects of transhumanism and try to determine, basically, is there, first, is there a moral imperative? Just because we can do something, should we do something? And, ultimately, I'd like to see if we could decide, Emmy, is this really a good idea?
Well, I'm curious, who would this movement be helping? Would it be the people that have means, or the people that don't have means? People that are enjoying relatively happy lives, or the ones that are suffering? And should we do it that way, or should we try to bring everybody up first before we start enhancing the human species?
Don't think you can